YouTube. What it do, man? It's been a long time. It's your boy, noluckmacK, and I'm back with another YouTube video. I know it's been a minute, like 2 weeks to be exact, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said in my last videos, I just was kind of getting tired. I was doing these reactions like literally every day, knocking out 2, 3, 4 videos. So I just wanted to take a little break, but my birthday is coming up. This is my birthday weekend. Today's February 24th. My birthday is coming, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We end off February very lovely on this side of town. But I'm gonna try to get more consistent, you know what I'm saying, get back into just doing reactions, because it's still cold in the city, you know what I'm saying, the vaccinations and all that stuff, mandates have been lifted. So we were able to go back out, and you don't need vaccinations to go to restaurants and go to attractions and places and stuff. You don't need vaccination no more. You might still need to wear a mask, but that's frivolous. I never really cared about that. Why does it feel so lopsided, bro? My shoulders look mad lopsided, like. Okay. I guess it's the angle. I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? So just expect, once the city is, like, people back to eating in restaurants and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So even with the vaccination mandate, like, a lot of restaurants still weren't letting people eat. So the fact that, fast food restaurants are letting people back inside, it lets you know, things have changed. And ultimately, I lost my train of thought, you know what I'm saying? But we about to get back into these reactions, man. Shout out to that boy Super Wario, bro, man. You already know my son be making all the videos for that New York City hood shit that y'all know and love, man. This one is close to home as well. This one is Queens Gang War. Queensbridge versus Ravenswood. MACK, Balla, JetBlue versus MTM, OTM. Now, let me just interject myself in here. I am a Queensbridge kid, you know what I'm saying? I moved to Queensbridge in 6th grade. 6th grade, once both parents moved. My parents split in Brooklyn. They both stayed in Brooklyn for a little while, but they both end up leaving Brooklyn at the same time, right? So my mom went to Harlem, my dad went to Queens. My dad ended up at Queensbridge projects, you know what I'm saying? Very historical projects in New York City in terms of gangs, hip hop, drugs, all that blah, 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 blah. And all that. Ravenswood, when I lived there, it was no beef. Because, like, in terms of my age, 5th grade, 6th grade, I was there for 6th, 7th, 8th grade, right? So I went to 111. So if you're official Queensbridge Ravenswood nigga, I went to 111. You know what school that is. That's right smack in the middle of Queensbridge and Ravenswood. So you'll have a mix of both. More people went to 76, I think it was. My little sisters went to that school. I didn't go to that school, but a lot of people that I did know, like, that's where a lot of people really met each other's PS 76. But I graduated in 204. It's the same middle school as Nas. I believe Ron Artest went to that school as well. So that was a historical school in its own right. You know what I'm saying? But without any further ado, 420 Club, you already know what time it is. Go ahead. Get your blunt prepped up. Where I put that lighter? Where I put the lighter? In my pocket. Look, I gotta remember to look here. Look at the camera. So y'all know I'm talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But without any further ado, let's get into it.
IPD Chief of Detectives James Essig of the New York City Police Department announced today that 28 individuals have been indicted by a Queens County
41st. I'm from Don Block 10th Street right here. This is about an F train. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
Jury. The defendants, alleged members of warring gangs.
Oh, and FYI, if I see one of my homies, somebody I know, I'm not gonna say nothing. Because I'm not here to reveal who I know, my involvements. I'm here for strict entertainment. But my Queensbridge, Don Block, Vernon, Cheese Block, you know what I'm saying? 41st side of Vernon, 40th side, 40 Busters. That's an old school crew. But Don Block, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ravenswood too. I don't know Ravenswood by blocks, but I used to play baseball in that concrete baseball field right next to sanitation. Shout out my boy Nicholas. That was his projects. So we will always be up in there.
Actions within the Queensbridge and Ravenswood public housing developments are variously charged with murder, attempted assault, criminal possession of a weapon and other crimes. They are all charged with conspiracy to commit murder and possession of illegal firearms. District Attorney Kat said, gang warfare will not become the norm in Queens County. As alleged, these defendants have been drivers of gun violence, sometimes in broad daylight.
Pointless information. And Queens is where I didn't learn the role in Queens, but the time where I had got myself weed to myself for the first time, it was in Queens. Brought it back with me to Harlem, and that's why I learned to roll up for the first time.
And often with innocent bystanders nearby, in Long Island City and Astoria over the...
Now, just another quick little information tip. Queensbridge Projects is the biggest housing projects in New York City, right? It's like 9 blocks of just buildings, just mad buildings. It's a whole area. So like this, you see this one square right here? It's 9 of those. So it's mad buildings. Like it's like its own little city.
Few years. The violence, motivated by a desire for geographical supremacy by gang members, created a climate of fear in Queensbridge and Ravenswood. The 28 defendants are charged in a 141-count indictment. 2 of the defendants are accused of carrying out the brazen, broad daylight killing of schoolteacher George Rosa. The 53-year-old victim was walking his dog near the Queensbridge houses when he was struck by a stray bullet after 2 alleged gang members from the Ravenswood houses shot at and missed a Queensbridge foe on July 25, 2020.
And what's the common thread in all my videos, bro? Dudes always just killing random people in New York City, bro, with these stray bullets, man. They never hit who they're trying to hit. They always hit a random person just going about their day. Like, it's just crazy.
Mr. Rosa died just over a month later from the fatal gunshot wound. 7 other people were also shot in and around these public houses and recovered from the injuries. According to the indictment, the defendants are allegedly members or associates of one of 3 large rival groups gangs operating in and around Long Island City and Astoria, JetBlue and the MACK bowlers in Queensbridge, and Money the Motivation Obligated to Money, MTM OTM, in Ravenswood, each of which has its own affiliations with...
Clear. I was not, no, well, we had a school gang. We was called Skull Gang. It was mainly Queensbridge. Like, majority of us was from Queensbridge, with a few Ravenswood cats, and like my son, I don't want to say his name, but he was from like Woodside or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Word.
Groups, gangs in the area.
But that's like a 6th grade middle school gang. We wasn't out here like starting wars, fighting, drug dealers. Most of us was athletes. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I give to Queens. Queens, the athleticism of Queens, Queensbridge specifically, is very slept on, man. Like, very slept on. Rest in peace, Chicken, you know what I'm saying? Ron Artest. Sports, like, I got into sports when I moved to Queensbridge, bro, because they had baseball fields. So that's why I really got into baseball. Found my love for baseball because, you know what I'm saying, it's a bunch of people who look like me. A bunch of black people playing baseball. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, you don't see that. Manhattan, you don't see that. But in Queens, you'll see large groups of black people who play baseball. Like, they don't just play basketball and football. They play baseball, soccer. It's just very diverse in Queens. Like,
and associates of the 2 Queensbridge groups, JetBlue and MACK bowlers, are accused of regularly conspiring to commit and participating in criminal, violent acts against each other in order to assert their dominance within the housing development. In addition to the rivalry between JetBlue and MACK bowler members, a separate feud between Queensbridge factions and Ravenswood gang members allegedly resulted in violent criminal activity, including at least 2 homicides. It was common practice for members and associates...
I'm gonna come clean. The first night we moved to Queens, it was a shootout. Because the next day when I started school, that's what all the kids was talking about in school. Like, yo, they was asking me where you live. I was like, I live on 10th Street. It was like, where you heard the gunshots last night? I was like, nah. Coming from Brooklyn, like, nah, didn't even notice them at all. They was like, bro, they was shooting right on your block. Nope, didn't hear it, didn't notice it, didn't hear screams. Parents ain't saying, they ain't alert, nothing.
group to travel to territory controlled by another, typically in a vehicle, a process referred to as spinning or spinning the block. The earliest alleged act of violence charged in this indictment occurred on May 18, 2019, on 10th Street near 40th Avenue, where video surveillance allegedly shows defendant Donovan Harvey, 23, pass a firearm to another defendant, who then fired several shots at an unknown target. The pair then ran into a building in the Queensbridge houses and went up to the rooftop. A loaded gun was recovered from the roof, and several months later, the two defendants were overheard on a phone call talking about the shooting and stating the target was Jahi Mays, who is alleged to be a member of the MACK Bowlers. On July 3, 2019, according to the charges, defendants Stephen Johnson and Tyler King, reputed members of the MACK Bowlers street gang, were observed on surveillance video walking across the Queensbridge housing complex and engaging in gunfire with several members of JetBlue, hitting one in the foot. 3 days later, according to the charges, defendant Jacob Jones, in retaliation for the July 3rd shooting, chased King through the courtyard of the Queensbridge houses and allegedly shot at him multiple times in broad daylight as nearby residents scurried for cover. King escaped unharmed. One of the bullets, however, pierced a kitchen window of an apartment and landed on the kitchen counter. A week later, Jones and other JetBlue members allegedly succeeded in shooting King twice during a drive-by. Continuing, the DA said, on May 19, 2020, around 3:30 a.m., defendant Tyheem Vallis was directing his girlfriend as she tried to parallel park a car on 40th Avenue. A black automobile approached, and video surveillance of the scene shows someone lean out of the passenger side window and fire multiple shots at the couple.
Then the black car. This is so crazy because like the beef is old. You know what I'm saying? Like those projects been going back and forth for a long time. I can't really tell you why, but me growing up, bro, I see Queensbridge dudes and Ravenswood dudes in Queens all the time, but there's be dudes my age. And now just, you know, kind of using common sense, like some of the names they mentioned, you know what I'm saying? Those is dudes from my time. So these dudes running around right now going crazy, you know what I'm saying? A couple of the young bulls, a lot of the young bulls, actually. A lot of the young bulls, little brothers, baby brothers and stuff that I remember seeing, they're going crazy right now over there. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. I moved back over there for in 2018. Like my dad gave me that apartment, 3-bedroom, Queensbridge. I was chilling. It was never. Maybe one time. One time it got active outside. Other than that, this is crazy to me, bro.
Stops, and there were several more shots fired this time from the driver's side of the black car. The woman was struck by a ricochet in the forehead. The victim was taken to a nearby hospital and recovered from the injury. DA Katz said the investigation began in March 2018 and initially focused on violence between gangs in the Queensbridge houses. In spring 2020, the investigation broadened to violence between the MACK Bowlers, who controlled Queensbridge, and obligated to Money the Motivation, OTM MTM, who controlled Ravenswood.
I was sent to
Come on, man. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm like the first when I got my little stint, got locked up for a little quick week. That was in Queens, so I was in the Queens bookings. One thing I'm gonna say about Queens bookings, they move quicker. You know what I'm saying? You move faster at Queens bookings. Like Queens bookings is quick compared to Manhattan, because I've only been sent to the bookings in Manhattan and Queens. If you've been locked up in the tombs in Manhattan downtown, bro, you already know, bro. Like, you about to be here. Like, you about to be here for dumb long, son. You about to be here for dumb long. The Queens joint, I'm not going to hold you, son. It was right before, I can't remember if it was around Father's Day. I think it was around Father's Day. No, I'm conflating. That was the tombs. I don't know. I'll just say it wasn't mad people. It wasn't a lot of people. Got in and out. Well, I got remanded, so, you know, I got sent back in. But they went through who was sitting in the waiting cells, like, fairly quickly. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't sitting there hours and hours. Probably about an hour max I was in there. And it was not packed. It wasn't crowded. The guards was chill because it looked like they don't really get too much people in. If you see where the bookings is at, it's like not too much going on in there. Oh.
Sweeping gang roundup. Starbrim, whose real name is Yannette Respass, was indicted
Okay,
on
this is another video. All right, so we gonna end it right there. Queensbridge. All my Queensbridge people, son, you stumble upon this, drop something in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? All my New Yorkers, my Ravenswood Bulls, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, drop something in the comments, man. Let me know what's going on. If y'all see some other videos you think, you know, you want to see some 420 reacts to, bro, drop it in the comments, man. Hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all the subscribers who subscribed during my absence. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. That's incredible. Shout out to the people who just stumbled upon my account, because I'm getting views, bro. For whatever reason, y'all still watching these videos. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do more so of what y'all are watching. I understand the niche thing. So, like, you know, show some love, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube stuff. And it's your boy, No Luck Mac.